So, hello, welcome everyone. It's so nice to see and to have heard your voices. Coming into the space today. We are here today gathered for this beautiful daytime moon circle, celebrating the full moon and the lunar eclipse. And so we'll begin. We're going to share lots with you. So we're going to get straight in, open the space, and then, and learn about why we're gathering today. So let's start by just feeling your sit bones, your bottom on the ground or on the chair or wherever you are in this moment. And as you feel yourself grounded down, maybe just placing your hands on your body, just to bring yourself into the space. And then once you feel settled in your body, let's just imagine that we are stood together in a beautiful field and that your bare feet are touching the ground, the slight coolness of the grass and the earth beneath you. And then as you lengthen through the spine, you can feel the energy of the sky, of this magnificent moon above us, and the sun in this daytime sky, and all that is above. And just coming down and feeling into your heart space, and then noticing, just feeling the presence of the women that are in this circle with you, standing either side of you. And you might want to just turn your palms up and imagine that you're holding hands with these women. And just take a moment to feel your heart, feel your breath moving through your heart, through your arms, connecting to each of the women in this circle. Maybe just allowing that to settle in your body. It might feel really comforting to just not be alone, to be with like-minded others on this very special day. And then from this space, either just holding the hands out to the side or bringing the hands to the heart, will open by saying these words. Please repeat after me if it feels right. Divine Beloved, our angels, guides, spirits, universal wisdom keepers, we call on you to sit with us. Energies from the north, east, south and west, elements of earth, air, fire and water. We call on you to sit with us. Our ancestors, our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, the women who have paved the way. We call on you to sit with us. Bless me with grace to surrender into the beauty of my own soul. May all those who sit within this space be blessed with abundance, with peace, and with happiness. And so it is. And now we bring our hands into prayer mudra, connecting your thumbs to your sternum. We'll bring our voices as one, chanting the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, followed by the heart protection mantra, Ad Garename, Jugat Garename, Sat Garename, Siri Gurudev Name. And as we chant the heart protection mantra, let's ignite this temple of light around you individually and around us as a group. This temple of light is a protection around yourself, your home, your community, and around our earth. and actually around all that is the universe and beyond what we even know. And so we repeat both these mantras 3 times. We'll take a deep breath in. We'll exhale fully. And we'll inhale to chant. Om Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Om Namo Gurudev Namo Ad Kare Name Jugat Kare Name Sat Kare Name Siri Gurudev Name Ad Kare Name Jugat Kare Name Sat Kare Name Siri Gurudev Name Ad Kare Name Jugat Kare Name Sat Kare Name Siri Gurudev Name. Inhaling. And just suspending the breath, feeling that you're gathering all of yourself in at this time. And then gently, slowly exhaling. And I think we'll straight away come into our smudging, our cleansing of ourselves in this space so that we have done this. So if you have some sage, this is a wonderful time to pull that out now from your cauldron. And so I invite you to light your sage. If you don't have any, that's okay. I'll blow the smoke over the computer so you'll receive all this energy too. And so as we move this sage around ourselves, I invite you to repeat these words. I call upon the cleansing power of this sacred smoke to purify my mind, my body, and soul. As the moon enters shadow, may all that no longer serves me be released. Let the old dissolve. Let the hidden be revealed. Let the weight I carry be lifted into the night. With each breath, I welcome transformation. With each whisper of smoke, I welcome renewal. May this eclipse open the doorway to deeper wisdom, guiding me toward alignment, clarity, and truth. And now send your smoke out around your home. I bless this home with light and peace. May its walls hold love and its rooms be a sanctuary. May only kindness enter and only harmony remain. A sacred space of warmth, protection, and grace. I honor the moon, the earth, the sun, and all that is unseen. I trust in the cycles of change. and I surrender to the flow of the universe. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Now, as you place your smoke down, I invite you to maybe just take a moment to cleanse your cards if you didn't include them in your cleansing. So maybe just move the smoke over your cards. We ask that these cards, all of our cards, guide us today as we move into this eclipse portal with messages that are for our highest good and the highest good of all beings. And I invite you to shuffle your cards and draw your first card for today. My cards are like alive. They're like flying all over the place. I put them back, but then two more jumped out, so we just have to have two. It's very interesting. The two cards that leapt out from the Rose Oracle deck were Plant Yourself Here, Integration, Embodiment, and Grounded Action, and then the Child Within. And it says Inner Mother, Innocence, Gentleness, and Tenderness. Beautiful ways of beginning this process. What did the tarot bring us, Leela?
So the tarot, it's very Leo, has given us the Queen of Blades, which is very, well, yeah, when we go into it, this is really so on point. Observant, strong, independent, a sarcastic sense of humor. But this is, it's an indication of the feminine, and maybe not the feminine how you would imagine it ideally to be. And I think that's really, really powerful.
It's great. So did anyone have any card that they would like to share? Maybe just a few words about it. Yes, Bianca, go.
I pulled the card Time. So just to pull what stood out, time becomes flexible. It pulses, collapses, and expands, and all occurs simultaneously. In this elastic state, new concepts, ideas, inventions, and alterations are readily available to you.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else got a card that they feel is particularly relevant they'd like to share? No? Good. So just placing that card down, that's our first card for today. It talks about where we are right now, you know, where we've come from, where we've been, and where we are. So we're going to actually, before we talk about this eclipse, we're going to do a little bit of groundwork to bring us into a good place to do the rest of the work for this eclipse. And we're going to practice a meditation together, which is a powerful meditation to do when you've been through, well, actually it's for an earthquake, but I felt like earthquake and cyclone were kind of similar. And also really more to the point that it's about dealing with or helping us to cope when we've had a shock or a trauma occurring. And whilst what eventuated wasn't quite what it could have been, for many there were things that happened, and some people are still going through the repercussions of what occurred, not having electricity or being flooded and other things that might have occurred. And also those of us that even maybe didn't have anything happen, we were braced ready for something to happen, which means that our nervous systems were on high alert. So this meditation is a really good meditation to reset our brain after we've had some kind of shock or we've gone into that state of panic. And it helps to sort of soften and bring us back into a state of balance so that we can actually be able to feel safe enough to do the work that we want to be doing for the rest of this circle and moving into the rest of this eclipse portal. So it's a great one to have in your toolkit. Now, to do it, what we're going to do is you're going to sit and you're going to cup your left hand and hold it over your left ear. So it's just slightly cupped and it's just next to your left ear. It's not actually touching your left ear. And then your right hand is going to be in a fist, so it looks a bit like a conch. Yeah. And then like a shell. So you know when it's like a curled up shell, like a conch. And you're going to press that, not really press it, but you're going to hold it so that it's touching or just nearly touching your right ear. So it might just be that you can slightly feel the vibration of the hand on the ear. And then what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the mantra Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And as you listen, with each sound, you're going to take your left hand and just gently tap your head. So the hand is cupped and you're going to gently tap. So it's Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And as you're doing it, I want you to listen, really listen to the way that the sounds shift and the way that the energies move through your ears. There's nothing really else to do. Just close the eyes, focus the energy down towards the tip of your nose with your eyes. Listen to the sound current and move the hand with each sound. Sa, ta, na, ma. The conch hand just stays still. Just hold the conch hand like you would be holding a headphone or something. And then the other hand is just gently tapping. Lightly tapping too. Okay, thank you, Lena. I will begin together when you're ready with the music. As you continue, make sure that you breathe nice and deeply. Soften your body and just notice. Notice everything that occurs for you. So just taking a really deep, deep breath in. Suspending the breath, lengthening through the spine, lifting up through the anus, the sex organs. And now exhale, very slowly remove the hands from your ears and just bring them down to your lap. And just sit with deep awareness, listening to whatever is present. Now take a deep breath in, stretch the arms up, and just shake anything out of your body. Shake. Have a really good shake. Like an animal shaking something off after they've been frightened. Be like an animal. Shake it off. If you're able to, maybe make any sounds if they come. Let out any sound that you need to let out. Might be a groan, a scream, a big sigh. Just shake it all off. And just gently finishing when you feel able to, just coming back to stillness for a moment. Maybe just bringing your hands to your heart. Just taking a moment just to let yourself know that you're okay, that you're safe in this moment. Beautiful. So taking a deep breath in and exhale. Let's take some moments to discuss why we have gathered today.
Okay, so there's a bit to talk about. I'll try and do it as succinctly as possible. Today, the lunar eclipse today is the beginning of an eclipse season. That also is has bookended the autumn equinox. So this is a very powerful, very meaningful, almost, well, it's a very karmic 2 weeks. And Sam and I put together an ebook and rituals and journal prompts and micro cleanse as well, to really make the most of consciously working with these energies. And because eclipses are very much around karma and destiny, the eclipse today is activating the south node of the moon. And the south node of the moon is to do with your karmas, your fate, and really what it is that you sort of have come here to do with this lifetime, whether you've been proactive in doing that or not. And what's important about an eclipse is it gives you the opportunity to really revisit what that actually might be. Are you aware of what your karmas are? Are you paying attention to what your relationships are? Are you paying attention to what the major themes that have been playing out in your life, and more specifically recently, because they are giving you clues to what the karma is that you're here to clear. What's really interesting about the south node of the moon is that in the astrological chart, it actually falls on the 29th degree of Leo. And the 29th degree is an anaretic karmic degree. So it's like karma, 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 karma. So and so what's so cool about being able to gather like this today and actually taking these opportunities to really sit and get very honest, I think we can sort of we can tend to pretend that it's not there, or the things that are really hard or are really, you know, can be emotionally sensitive to deal with. We sort of, you know, just maybe pretend that it's not there. But can we get really honest about what actually the theme is that's playing out? Because if you can do that, the energy that's available in the lunar eclipse now, the autumn equinox next week, and then the solar eclipse on the new moon is going to help you to sort of like catapult through this karma. It's going to help take some of the burden out, what might actually be a very, could be quite well, it can be very exhausting work to do. So now what's super cool is that so the full moon in Leo, it's really special hearing everyone sort of check in and be sort of like vibrant and excited, because that is very Leo energy. Leo is known for being that confident, loyal, quite royal, a little bit dramatic, very passionate, very playful. You just think of what a lion sort of embodies. That's the energy right now. And so you can draw from that energy to sort of lighten the load or lighten the mood, or just sort of really, you know, life is hard. I mean, for those of you who are here or who are listening to this that's really come through the cyclone, we just really know how just challenging life is. Life's hard anyway, let alone natural disasters. But we can lighten the load. And I think gathering collectively really just gives you a sense to know that you're not alone and that everything is going to be okay. And I think that's a really nice theme with this Leo light that we're coming through. One of the things that I sort of am noticing is a major collective theme right now is really what the role of the feminine is and what the role of the woman is. What's the role of the woman in society? That is like up for massive conversation and massive contemplation. What is your role as a woman in your home? What is the role as a woman in your life? What choices have we been led to make that doesn't necessarily fit the archetype of the woman? And these are really, really big. And I think this is a bit of a collective fate and a collective destiny. And so just on destiny as well. So what I wanted to also mention is that the solar eclipse that is happening in 2 weeks' time on the new moon, it is activating the north node of the moon. Where the south node is about fate and karma, the north node is about destiny. Where are we going? But interestingly, that north node is retrograding, which means that it appears to be tracking backwards in the sky. So it's not the destiny that's out there, it's what have we thought our destiny was? What's the destiny that we've been working towards? And actually, do we need to do some rewriting about what destiny is? And so these next 2 weeks is such a profound opportunity for you to really clear, cleanse, eat well, return to nature, come back to the divine feminine principles, which is the natural law. Natural law, or the laws of nature, is the divine feminine principle. And if we can align with that, we're going to see some massive awakenings happening in our own bodies, in our own minds. Our psychic abilities are going to come online. All of that, just the potential that we have as women, we can really tap into that right now. And I just think it's a wonderful gift that we have to be able to do this and to be able to share this with you over this time. There's so much more I could talk about, but Sam, would you like to add anything to that?
That was so good to listen to. Just those of you that are thinking, oh, I'm pretty sure I keep reading on the internet that it's in Virgo. That's just tropical astrology, and what we're talking about is real sky. So those of you that we've already bored with this, you can get your app out and go and have a look. But the moment, if you look at the constellation that the moon's in, you'll see what Leela was saying. And she's done a beautiful chart in our ebook to show you that, so that you can actually understand it. The things that I wanted to say, a couple of things was, yeah, exactly all of what Leela said. I think right now Personally, I feel this is a time when we want to get back to a state of absolute truth within ourselves, both individually and collectively. And so the undoing is the undoing of the story we've been told to be something that none of us actually want to be. So most of the time, if we think about where we're struggling, it's because we feel that we haven't got enough. We feel that we aren't fulfilled. We feel that there's something else. And I believe that this is a really great period of time to recognize that that is just something we've been fed. It's a belief. And imagine the freedom that can come from realizing that that isn't true. So some of the questions that I have been really contemplating and inviting to people to contemplate, especially over this week, as well as the journal prompts that are in the ebook, are questions such as, how real am I? But just ask yourself, how real am I? It's actually quite uncomfortable. And that's a good point of this. It's uncomfortable because you want to go, I'm real. But I know that somewhere in there, you're then going, am I? Is this really me who I'm projecting? Or is this the bit that I think they want to see? And then is questioning yourself about what illusions have I created? So not what illusions has the outside world created, which is so easy to do because we want to do that, hey? We want to blame someone else. No. What are the illusions you have created based on the beliefs maybe you were given, but you've still taken them on? Again, that's uncomfortable because that means you have to take responsibility. So what are the illusions you've created? And then the final question, which I think is so good, is, what false selves do I need to pare away? Just think about that. How many false selves do you have? So first, you're going to have to figure out, well, which are the true selves? Do I have more than one true self? And then we have to figure out how many of the false selves are we actually brandishing around, and do we pull out of the hat or wear quite happily? And so this is the work that we're being invited to step into, to get right there in the dirt, underneath the rocks, and have a look. And not in a horrid way. People think shadow work is awful. I think shadow work is actually one of the most powerful things we can do from a light worker perspective, in the sense that it doesn't have to be all horrible and make us feel terrible and feel that we are not loved and we're not likable. It's actually about saying, that is you. Something that you have been told has made you think that you're that. But that part of you, that's your inner Lilith, yeah? That's your Kali. That's the aspect of the goddess that has been pushed away, yeah? And told that she is bad. And I reckon that this is a time to really face that. How many times are you being a good girl, but actually that isn't really what you're being at all, because you're not telling the truth? So these are really, things that when we sit with them together, we can actually go, these are the women that I can be my true self with. And you want to find those women during this time and sit with them and practice exploring that, being you. And using this eclipse portal as a period to, as Leela said, really get to the bottom of what does it mean to be a woman? And am I actually being a woman in a way that I want to be? And then just quickly, as a practical note, there's a couple of things I just want to say. Under the eclipse, from a yogic point of view, we don't say you should go outside and look at the eclipse. We actually say that it's erratic energy and it's better not to be out in the eclipse. You don't have to follow this advice, but I think it's good to know from a yogic point of view. So we say it's best to be indoors and not out and underneath the eclipse, and actually to stay away from it for about 6 hours. So it's at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So don't take your afternoon walk underneath that eclipse energy. I mean, do if you want, maybe test it. I don't know. It says as well that it's a very powerful time to dedicate to spiritual practices, that there's a can't think of the word, magnification, got it, of the energies at this time. So when we sit together and practice as we're doing now, the energies are magnified because of this eclipse. So we can really work with that. And as we've been talking about, really, this is a good day and a good week, 2 weeks to sit in deep rituals, deep cleansing, to do the hard work that can actually be seen as the easy work. Because if we do it now, then what transpires after can really be phenomenal. In my mind, and I'm really holding this as a collective, I think we could almost be unrecognizable at the end of this 2-week period. I believe that as a collective we could be, and I think we're seeing that all the time at the moment. We just don't really know what's coming. So I believe we could become unrecognizable, both inside and outside. And then I also think that there's a possibility that some of our innate psychic abilities or our siddhis could come online. I think that perhaps, and Leela and I are constantly having this telepathic communication at the moment. We don't even need to say things. We're thinking the same things. We're coming into line. Yesterday, when we were communicating about stuff, I was feeling my crown chakra like burning as we were talking. I feel like there is a real opportunity for some deep, deep integration of energies that can awaken us even more. So don't limit what it is that you could potentially discover during these 2 weeks. And the way to do that is to make this vessel as pure, and I just mean clear, as possible by eating what is from nature and sitting with it. Sit with the apple, talk to the apple, ask the apple what message it has and what gifts it has to bring your body. Cut it open, look at the seed. Where did the seed come from? And where will the seed go once you've eaten it? Be present with what you're doing, everything that you're doing, and realize that everything is a message and nothing is a mistake. So let's take a deep breath in. Feel whatever you feel within yourself. And then I want you to pick up your cards, hold your cards, maybe knock your cards. Let's clear them of any previous energy up to now in this moment. And now draw another card that's going to give us guidance as to our next steps. What are the next steps? You can ask them. What are the next steps that I need to take in order to support my transformation? The other thing I just want to say, which I forgot to say, is at the point of the eclipse, it's really good to be doing the things that you want to strengthen in your life, or you want to empower in your life. So be with the people you love, be doing ritual, be eating food that feels good, be doing the things that you want to see more of in your life. So my card that I pulled for the collective here is Rapture. What a great card. Love this. So that is about sensuality, love, devotion, romance, ecstasy, and pleasure. So basically it's saying, in order to get where you want, have an orgasm. I love it. Literally.
Great message.
Like orgasmically. Perfect.
These cards are so awesome. So I drew the 8 of coins and I wasn't sure if that was, is it? And then I drew the 9 of coins. So it's like definitely, but these messages are beautiful. The 8 of coins gives you the courage that you need to start the project that you're passionate about. It's that Leo passion. What is lighting you up right now? What are you inspired to get on with? There's the courage. And then the 9 of coins is you are overflowing with positivity and abundance. It's just, that's such a positive message. Going to what you were saying, Sam, about shadow work. It's like it's shadow work is not dark or ugly or messy or muddy. It's like, yeah, the light side.
Well, imagine if it could be sensual, romantic, ecstatic, and passionate. You know, let's reframe it. We've only been told, I reckon we've been told shadow work's hard so that we don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just think about that. There's a lot of things that we've been told that aren't true. So let's just take it that perhaps that's what we've been told. It's hard. So therefore we go, if we say it's hard, we don't want to do it. However, if we reframe it, let's just do it. Anyone want to share a magical card that popped out? No? Are we good?
I know. I was going to say I will, if
Oh,
that's
yes.
okay. Hi.
Yes.
I've actually got 2 decks going. I'm not sure if that's greedy. I don't know. But I've got the Soul Whispers, which is a beautiful gift from a special friend. And that card was Follow the Path of Least Resistance. It's, I'm not sure if you can see it. It's quite beautiful. And then the other card is by Tasha Silver, the Divine Abundance card. And this one is called Ease. And it says, it's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive.
I love it. We're getting lots of messages that this is an easy journey.
Yes.
That's
We
nice.
make it hard sometimes, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Anyone else like to bring their card into the collective space?
I've got Revelation, and it reads, get ready for key changes in your external and internal worlds.
Love that. It's a powerful card, Marby.
Yeah.
I can share mine as well. It's the cave. And it does say to retreat and take time out for self-care and slow down. But something that on the back of what you were saying, Sam, it says through removing yourself from the noise around, you can hear your truest inner voice. It's coming back to that beautiful contemplation of who are we really? Yeah, beautiful.
And I think that's a really, that card is a beautiful reminder as well that we are entering into the quieter seasons. We're entering into the cave of the year. So this eclipse, you know, this is not a doing eclipse portal. This is a reflective time. It is actually a time to go into the cave or begin the process of readying to go into the cave of the winter solstice, because we're moving through the autumn equinox. So yeah. And this, the other thing I always love to think about is we do this together. This part is what we do together. But some of the deepest work that we do is on our own. We bring it back to the group, but we have to ultimately go through it alone. And it's actually in trusting that as a process that we can empower ourselves so much, that I can do things alone. I can walk some of these journeys alone, knowing that there are other sisters, other women who are walking their paths too. It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Sam. Okay, we're going to do a little ritual together, and then we're going to do our final meditation. Now, I think we've all got our candles, and you'll need your water. So if you've got your bowl of water, just get your bowl of water and have that in front of you. And your candle. If your candle's already lit, that's absolutely fine. I've got one that hasn't been lit here, so I'm going to have that here. And I'm just going to just ask you to take a moment just to close your eyes and just recognize how you feel in this moment, having listened to everything, having seen the cards that are in front of you. Maybe just welcoming that higher self within you to really be present as you take these few breaths. And now what I would like you to do from this place is ask yourself, what is the one thing, and it might be that there's more than one, but in this moment, what is the one most important thing for my soul's journey that I wish to release before this eclipse portal opens, or at this beginning point of this eclipse? What is it? Is it a fear? Is it a doubt? Is it a pattern that you have that is no longer serving? Just see it and then just write it down on a piece of paper. Once you've written down whatever it is, just hold that piece of paper for a moment. And I want you in this space, so keep your microphones muted, but into the space, I want you to say out loud so that the universe can hear you. And you are free to write it in the group chat as well. Say what it is that you're releasing. So say what it is. I am releasing. Share it with the group now. Now, when we finish this circle, you can do this now if you want to, but you're going to burn that piece of paper and release it with water. So what I would do if we were here in a group together is I would light that piece of paper. Don't put it in the water that's the pure water that you've got. In some other water, you can release it later. You could flush it down a loo if you want, or you can take it to a creek. Whatever you want to do, get rid of that piece of paper before 4 o'clock this afternoon, or as soon as you can. You can burn it, but the burning needs to be poured out with water after. So burn it, but then pour water over it. And you can do that now. But for now, just put it to one side if you're not going to do that in your home, which you might not want to do. And just leave that there. We'll just take it as that is released. And now what I'd like you to do is take your water, your cup of water, and dip your fingers into the bowl. And then just first of all, touch your forehead and just say, I release the past and I welcome transformation. And now dip your fingers again and bless your heart with the water. I release the past and I welcome transformation. And now this is the fun bit. Dip your fingers back in. And now let's collectively bless each other. So flick the water towards us. Watch your computers. We release the past and we welcome transformation. Yes, if you're with someone, you can flick it over them. Don't chuck the whole glass. Good job. All right, so now if you have a candle, bring your candle up. And if you haven't yet lit your candle, light your candle. I'm going to light a new candle for us. And so just taking that moment to hold our candle. And what I would like you to do is just have a moment. Collectively, we're welcoming clarity, healing, new opportunities to see ourselves. But what are you calling in? So take a moment to state your intentions. Just take a few moments to speak to us. In this moment, speak out loud to the universe. What are your intentions? My intention is to answer those questions that I move away from, to go deeper into finding a sense of truth, the real me within the me. To release the false selves, clear the illusions, and to open my highest possible capacity as a human in this life. And so it is. And then together, let's just take a moment, imagine that we're holding hands. And I'd like you to say, we trust in the cycles of change. And we are open and we are ready. Now, blow out your candle. So good. Okay. On that note, draw your next card. This is a card that's going to show us where we're heading. And the water that you have just used to bless yourself, just keep that there to one side because we might use that, or I might invite you to use that a bit later. So as you're asking or drawing your card, just asking your card to show you where it is that you're heading. Where are we being taken? What comes next? So the Rose Oracle says to trust the season. I love that. I think that's definitely the right thing to do. Trust the seasons, to embrace the change and the cycles of life. Perfect. Live cyclically, to trust transitions and therefore experience growth. I'm happy to be going there. Leela.
Perfect. I also have a beautifully perfect message. We had the Ace of Coins. I'm just going to read everything this says because it's exquisite. The Ace of Coins represents the material energy that exists in the universe. Abundance is steadily flowing. There is good luck in the areas of finances and health. Abundance will be consistent. You will have all that you need. Your health will be at an all-time high. We're on the road to improving if you've had a setback. New beginnings are on the horizon, and whatever you put your effort into will reap very real rewards. So it is important to stay focused and continuously plant your seeds of success.
That's so good. Love that. Yes. I feel that once we drop back into that state of absolute truth, how can we not be our healthiest selves? Christy says she got the card of trust too. That's lovely. Does anyone have a card they'd like to share?
I got 3 cards. The first one was pause. The second one was heighten your vitality. And the third one was get clear on your endeavors.
Perfect message. Mm.
Lovely messages, Susie.
Sam,
Anyone else?
I would like to share the card I pulled. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is the Achiever. And yeah, it just sort of really backed up what Leela was saying with her card. So great. You strive for achievement, measure success by the quantity of goods you produce, the structures you build, the resources you develop, and the wealth you accumulate, the achievement records you break, the status you gain, and the new worlds you discover. Set goals, make a plan, and work it. With Saturnian discipline, Jupiterian expansiveness, worker bee industry, teamwork synergy, and the will and competitiveness of the runner, you will achieve your goals and standards.
Very autumn equinox theme in there. Yeah, so cool.
It's a powerful card. Thank you for sharing, Sarah. Okay, we're going to do our last meditation now. This is the meditation that I think is perfect for this lunar eclipse. It's called Moon Kriya, and it's particularly perfect because it balances the moon energies within us, and by virtue of doing this, allows us to really connect to our feminine nature, feminine ways, and it allows us to bring a deep sense of clarity and reality to ourselves. It also helps us to clear. So I really think this is one of the things. Moon energy is about clearing. It's clear, it's pure, it clarifies. So this actual meditation can help with the cleansing process, especially if you're going to join us and micro cleanse during this time. This meditation is really a great way to be opening this so that we can become what we call yogically more sattvic. It's in the sattvic state that we actually can become a channel, which is ultimately what we want to be, get back to being a divine channel. That's what we are as humans, and we literally just had forgotten because we got caught up in our kind of, more grounded state. And so where we're doing this, I invite you to really feel the energies within, feel the energies of the moon, trust that you are a moon being, a lunatic. Anyway, that's an in-joke, which many of you might not get. But the point is, we're lunar people, lunar women. And some people like to call them lunatics, but we know that that's just normal for us. That's who we are. We're not necessarily what everyone else, what the sunatics think we should be, because we're lunatics. And it's okay for us to be that. So this meditation is going to help us to align. And when we think about the eclipse, I just want you to understand that the moon is going into the shadow of the sun. It's going into the shadow of the sun. And therefore, in that moment, it is actually asking itself very deeply as it goes into the shadow. The moon reflects all the time. It reflects. That's what we do as women. We reflect. But when that shadow comes across, it gets to go, oh, who am I when I don't have to reflect? Because we're always reflecting the other, yeah? We're trying to reflect the other because that's what we do as women so that everyone can feel welcome and be loved and be brought in. But in this moment when the shadow appears, the question comes, gosh, so who am I if I don't have to do that? If I don't have to reflect anyone, anything? What is the essence of me as a moon woman? Okay, so to do this, we literally sit with our hands in fist, light fist. It's not even a tense fist because it's nice and feminine, so nice and light. We're going to bring the lunar mound together. So the lunar mound, this part, this soft bit on the base of your hand, we're going to just tap them together as we chant the mantra Har, and then we come out and bring the hands down. So as the hands come back to the knees, in line with the knees, they come back down and then they come back. And we just move. And what I love about this is as you're doing this, it's almost like you're making a circle, like you're almost drawing the base of the moon. So just feel that too. So we go had, had, had. As you do that, chant the mantra had. The tongue hits the roof of the mouth and the navel is activated. Nice and lightly. It doesn't have to be too powerfully. And then just drop nice and deep with the music. Enjoy. Close your eyes, focus to your chin, your lunar mound. Begin when you're ready. Okay, so inhaling deeply, suspend the breath and just gently hit those lunar mounds together. And then exhale. Again, inhale very deeply. Suspend the breath and just hit those lunar mounds together. And exhale. And then inhale, deeply stretch the arms up. Really open the heart, look up to the sky. Feel the fullness of your whole being. And gently exhale. Bring your hands down. Just be still for a moment. Just feel, sense, taste, whatever is present here. These are the moments, let these senses come online. Feel the tingling. Feel the sensations in your heart, at your third eye, at the crown of your head. Become very aware. Now just from this place, reach for your cards, draw your last card. This is your overarching card. Brings the overall message for this entire cycle, portal. So amazing. This is a beautiful, look at it. It is like literally a yoni. You see it? And the card is the crowning, which is amazing. And it's about initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, and a seat at the table. I love that so much. It's literally the crowning of the true feminine. Neela.
Sorry, hang on. Here I am. I just
You lose yourself.
Can you hear me? Oh, there I am. Okay, sorry. Weird. I have the 7 of coins. It's all coins. How fascinating. Or almost all coins. It's a message of planning, patience. The seeds have been planted, and now wait for those little plants to start poking through the soil. And then the key message is perseverance. Perseverance. Don't let this precious time pass you by, but use it to your advantage. Oh, and this is so constantly assessing your behavior, that paying attention, and subsequent results is what allows you to grow into a better version of yourself. That's a beautiful message.
It's a beautiful message. Does anyone else have a message that they would like to share?
Can I share this one? It's from the Soul Whispers deck. You're an extension of the universe itself. Stardust runs through your veins and galaxies swirl in your soul.
So good.
It's so good.
And they literally do.
Me too.
And if we all just actually believed that and remembered that, just imagine how we would be walking on this planet.
Yeah.
Say it again, Jill. Say it again. It's such great words.
You are an extension of the universe itself. Stardust runs through your veins and galaxies swirl in your soul.
That's it. Just remember, we are not separate from the universe, from nature, from each other. Does anyone else want to share? Thank you.
Susie's card she put in the chat was very Leo. Susie, I love that.
That's a beautiful card, very important. Yeah. Courage. We have to have courage to move through these shifts. Well, that brings us to the end of our time together. I would love to invite you. I'm hoping there's a way we can share the music that we use for the moon kriya. Can we share it somewhere? Because I really think if you want to know what to do at 4:59 or at that point, rather than being outside with the rest of the world or Australia looking at the eclipse, then that would be a great thing to do. And I don't know about you, but as we started to move through that? Could you feel the energy of that meditation moving through your body? So it's really just like if you can be in that for 11 minutes and just let that energy move through your body, that would be very powerful. And so, yeah, you know, take a moment to do that. Don't forget to release your piece of paper to some fire and some water, or to some water before, and do it straight after we finish. And then the water that you've got here, I would really use this as some, it's been here in our moon circle. I would, if you can, just put some of this somewhere safe and use it for this next period of time to be water that you can use for any rituals or for some cleansing. If you feel that things are getting too much, just do again, cleanse yourself through your third eye, through your heart, maybe on your wrists. And it's 4:59 our time. I don't know about your time, but our time, I think so. Leela will confirm. So use that water as a sort of special sacred water over these next couple of weeks. There are some other rituals that you can do that are in the Eclipse ebook as well. So some of you will be able to use those a bit later. Or if you want to get the ebook, then you can. I'm sure Leela will share the details after. Great. Thank you so much for being here. Let's take a moment to close together. So let's come back into circle, into the field. Let's stand and imagine that we're holding hands. Let's again feel the energy of what it is to stand in circle, to stand equally with others, feeling the support on either side. And in this moment, let us all collectively really thank our angels, our guardians, our spirits, our ancestors, the universal wisdom that has been guiding us through our moon circle. We thank all the energies, the moon, the sun, the earth, the stars. And we ask that our onward collective and individual healing is for our highest good and the highest good of all beings. May our transformation act as a way of empowering all those that come into contact with us. May it be for the greatest good. And may we be shown how to truly step up and walk the path that we have always been intended to walk. And from this place, let us bring our hands into prayer mudra. Draw the thumbs to the sternum and close our space by blessing each other with the words of the long time sun prayer and bringing our individual sound of truth, the mantra Satnam, into this collective space. We inhale to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Nam. Raise your hand to the third eye. May your wisdom, your light always guide you. To your lips, may your truth, your honesty always guide you. And to your heart, may your love, your compassion always guide you. Bowing deeply to your higher self. Satnam. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for bringing your energy and your light. Please go out and spread that light, but stay in the next sort of 6 hours. We could all go out with like those sun umbrellas.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you everyone for being here. So lovely. And I'll be sending you an email so you'll get everything that we promised. Sending you all so much love.
Take care, everyone. Let us know how you go. Please share any thing that came to you. Either email us or share via, I don't know, any of the many ways you can share. We would love to hear from you. Thank you for bringing your presence as always, and we can't wait to see you again soon. Take care. Go gently through the eclipse, everyone. Satnam.